Gibbs Lawhorn coming off that career-high 42 points, flips it to Fleming. No good on his three-pointer. Falsled flips it up ahead. Elamine stripped, and then that's going to be off of Gibbs Lawhorn, who wants to challenge it potentially. As we take a look at the Mountain West Conference standings, Utah State at the top. A win tonight would give them at least a share of the conference regular season title. UNLV, they've won 5 out of their last 7 games.
You know who's red hot in the Mountain West right now? Colorado State. They've won 7 games in a row.
Top 4 teams get a bye in the Mountain West Conference tournament. There'll certainly be a fight for that last bye. Carson Templin checking in. Baseline pass, Falsled. Beautiful pump fake, goes shoulder to chest, and is able to draw the foul against Fleming. That'll be the first on Fleming. First team foul on UNLV. Jared Calhoun in his second season at the helm for Utah State, trying to get the Aggies back into the NCAA tournament. He really wants to see this Aggie team play much more efficiently in the fast break offensively and defensively tonight. First one's good for Falsled. And for UNLV, first-year head coach for the Rebels, Josh Pastner. It's his 15th season overall as a Division I coach, but he's talked to us and said he's learned so much about the Mountain West Conference and the physicality of this league. He spent so much time in the ACC during most of his coaching career.
He was really floored. The first time we talked to him, actually, a couple weeks ago at Nevada, where he said the physicality of this league is as tough as any conference in the country.
Fleming, the dish. Brown can't get at the cup to follow his Benarby.
We've talked a lot about Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, but how good has Howie Fleming been for UNLV, getting in the teeth of the defense? Super efficient, especially distributing the ball.
Pastner said Fleming Jr. has just been filling up the box score night in, night out, one of the best rebounding guards in the conference. Colby King checking in for Utah State, number 7. He's been playing very well lately for the Aggies. He's going to fire a 3. It's defended. Templin catches the deflection and puts it right in.
That's what Templin does. He is always crashing the boards on both ends of the floor. Good skip.
Open look for Brown. Can't connect. Falsled chases it down. Allen dumps it off. Falsled fires the 3. Too strong. Gibbs Lawhorn comes down, steps on the gas, faces a 1-on-4. He is corralled by a handful of Aggie defenders. Throws a rocket on the baseline. Fleming can barely handle it. The trap in the corner. Hamilton wisely dribbles out. Benarby, they like this matchup down low. Has to try and throw it off of Templin. Hamilton chasing it down. He gets rolled up on by Templin. Appears to be all right. So Utah State with a 9-4 lead. The Aggies trying to leave Vegas a winner, or will it be UNLV with the house advantage? You're watching March to March, presented by Principal. We're underway here in Las Vegas between Utah State and UNLV. Jordan Kent alongside my good friend Mike O'Donnell. And Mike, what makes this game so intriguing, Utah State, one of those teams that could make a lot of noise in the NCAA tournament. They can clinch a share of the regular season title with the win tonight, trying to slow down Dre Gibbs Lawhorn and this explosive UNLV team.
So the scatter report tonight for Utah State, there's 3 keys. Stop Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, stop Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, and stop Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. He's been that good all season long. Dropped 42 in their last game versus Nevada.
Well, let's take a look at the tournament resume for the Aggies. They're having one of their all-time great seasons. That 7 seed would be the highest ever in school history, and they've done it with some quality wins throughout the season.
And really their worst loss right there is UNLV, which isn't necessarily, I would consider, a bad loss, especially the fact the way UNLV has been playing. But this team, if the season ended today, CBS Sports Bracketology has them in as a 7 seed. This is certainly not a team you want to see in March. Jordan, I will also tell you, this is a little bit kind of like geeky bracket talk, but that 7 seed, way more important than that 8 or 9 seed. You win that game, you're probably having to face number 1 team.
Tyron Jones gets the easy bucket off the baseline out of bounds. Before the break, it was a foul on Carson Templin, his first. First team foul against the Aggies. Templin inside, skies with the ball, shot puts it up, can't get it. Hamilton unable to handle the rebound, and the officials are trying to determine who this is off. And it doesn't seem like either one of them had a good look. They're going to call jump ball, possession favoring Utah State. And either way, it should be Utah State's ball if you take a look at the replay.
Yeah, that is off of number 2, Kamani Hamilton for UNLV.
Did a great job of pointing and selling it right there.
Well, you got to
confusion for the officials. Utah State leads the Mountain West in scoring at 83.3 points per game. It's a balanced attack for the Aggies. Gary Clark can't find King on the connection. That's a turnover for Utah State.
He was there. He kind of had that point over action, which is really just you got a big guy at the top of the key, and King goes over top. The look was there. The delivery needs to be a little bit more on point.
We've talked about how UNLV has played better as of later. Josh Pastner has really shortened the rotation for the Rebels. He felt like he was playing too many players early in the season. Now is a good idea of what everybody brings to the table.
It's worked, Jordan. You won 5 of your last 7 games.
Coming off that overtime victory against Nevada, Trey Gibbs-Lawhorn had 42 points in that one. Fleming to Jones, 3 on the shot clock. Jones, an aggressive drive. If it's against Templin, that's his second. So one of the key bench pieces for Utah State picks up their second foul with 13:49 left in the first half.
Did you see how fearless Tyron Jones, the freshman, was in attacking Templin on that baseline? Watch him attack, no fear, knows the contact is going to happen.
You wonder if that shoulder made contact with the face of Templin. He went over to the official and showed that he might have been hitting the lip there. Either way, Templin will head to the bench. Brown, open look for 3, no good. UNLV now 0 for 6 from outside.
I think if Templin would have went down there, he may have drawn that offensive foul.
Looks like the Aggies a little rushed in the half court. Clark volleyballs it to Collins Jr.
Smart play.
Clark again up top as the shot clock's expiring. Elijah Perryman, talented freshman, on the floor, trying to shake Jones, and he is fouled as that ball is lost. And that'll be a foul on the floor against Trey Gibbs-Lawhorn. Appeared to reach in on the help defense.
Yeah, his first foul. It's a small thing, but what I really like from Perryman is that the UNLV student section at about 8 seconds was chanting 3, 2, 1, and Perryman looked up at the clock briefly, didn't force it, and saw he had more time on the clock. I know it's a small thing and an obvious thing, but that gets players a lot.
King for 3, no good. Fleming scoops it up. Fleming wants to accelerate it down the floor. Jones, the spin move, flips it up through 2 defenders. What a finish.
Fleming getting it to the middle of the floor, and then Jones, again, fearless, and has that quick bounce.
Jared Calhoun said he is one of the fastest second jumpers in the conference. Very quick on the first jump there, and UNLV has made this a 1-point game. Aggies, 1 for their last 7. Perryman has it stripped. It'll be Aggie ball with 10 to shoot.
Fleming gets it to the middle of the floor, and then a no-look pass. Jordan, can we please continue to add more no-look passes into the game? It's almost gone away. It's just such a talented freshman, Tyron Jones. One of the best shot blockers, not just in the Mountain West, in the country.
Averages 2 blocks per game, and a key piece back on the floor. Elamine, in and out 3.
That's a fun freshman matchup right there, Jordan.
And this pace has quickened as that is deflected by Utah State, but don't you get that feel? It felt like UNLV has really cranked things up a notch on both ends of the floor.
And I think it has a lot to do with 2 players, Howie Fleming and Tyron Jones. As soon as Jones checked into the game, it felt like the energy increased for UNLV side.
Checking in for UNLV, number 12, Isaac Williamson. Gibbs-Lawhorn still scoreless. He's now 0 for 2. Perryman will try to push it. Bit of an errant pass, and that is an over and back. That's exactly what Jared Calhoun is trying to avoid in transition.
Now, Utah State on the season is one of the more efficient teams in the country in transition offense. In fact, they're the 4th most efficient transition offense in the nation, according to Synergy Sports. But if you take the last really 4 games, they've been out of sync in transition offense. And Coach Calhoun says it's a major point of emphasis for us to fix that.
They've simply been out of sync over the last 8 possessions, just 1 of 8. Hamilton flips it weak side, clean look. Williamson, nothing but net. A 7-0 UNLV run. They've taken the lead by 2. Hamilton switches on to Perryman.
What a
Keller down low, tried to drop the hammer, but he's fouled as the defense collapsed on him.
What a pass for Perryman.
UNLV, the running Rebels, filling it up. They lead by 2.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. By Tremfya. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Senior night for UNLV, always a special occasion as they lead by 2. But as we head to tonight's player profile, brought to you by State Farm, a player they're happy is not a senior. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn, as you check out everything he's done throughout the season, it's really been the last 9 games. He's been the leading scorer in college basketball, Mike, since January 31st.
Look at that number. Almost 30 a game, and he's making 4.5 threes a game. He's been on an absolute heater in the last 9 games. There isn't a shot on the floor that he can't make. You know what's even, I don't want to say maybe more impressive, but as impressive? He has consistently had to guard the opposing team's best perimeter player. He is an Iron Man out there.
That last foul was on Tyron Jones. There were a couple of UNLV defenders that came in on Keller. And Zach Keller is really starting to pick things up for Utah State. He was a McDonald's All-American, started his career at Wake Forest, and just was not a great fit over in North Carolina. Then went to Utah, and sometimes you're looking for that fit on that second team. Still didn't happen. He has found a bit of an oasis in Logan and is really starting to come into his own.
You could even see him on the opposite side of the floor. Sometimes he'll be running kind of that point center position at the top of the key. He's been more vocal the last few games as well.
Gibbs-Lawhorn has it stripped away, and then a foul late. This could be his second foul if it's against him. Let's see who they whistle it on. They do. It's the second personal on Gibbs-Lawhorn, who has yet to score in this game. Mike, do you keep him in or do you pull him? Well, they're going to pull him.
You could see loose ball. Anderson gets it. Oh, man, actually not that much there. I'm not sure about that one, Jordan.
It's really interesting. Josh Pastner wanted faster starts. They have one as a team, but his star player having one of his worst starts over the last handful of games. Perryman dashes into the paint, kicks it to the corner. Collins trying to get going, can't find it. Hamilton fights for the rebound.
Jordan, that's why he's going to the bench, is because UNLV is off to a good start without their best scorer. Usually Coach Pastner has a very high 2-foul participation rate, which just means that if one of his players gets 2 fouls, he doesn't take him out right away.
You wonder when he'll put him back in with over 10 minutes left in the first half. Hamilton backing down his defender. Collins, look at him, sprint ahead. Elevates, Williamson beat it off the glass. Numbers for UNLV. Fleming the drive. Falslev gets in the way. And from our vantage point, it appears that is just simply no foul. The ball went out of bounds, but one more look at Williamson, who came from behind to delete it.
And it initially looked like there was a lot of contact, but that is a clean, and I mean clean and big-time block. What a chase down.
Fleming has a mismatch against Keller on the perimeter. Help defense comes over. What a pass to Brown, who skies for the flush.
Miscommunication on the weak side defensively for Utah State. A good little step-up cut by Brown.
Fleming with his 3rd assist of the night already. And Utah State can't buy a bucket. Their last field goal. And now we have an out-of-bounds turnover on the sideline. Falslev tried to save it in bounds, but Utah State being sped up once again.
It's an excellent cut from the weak side. As you could see that MJ Collins was a little late trying to corral Brown. Keep an eye on Elijah Perriman on the bench there. Looked like he came down on his foot, ankle area, really awkwardly on that shot.
Yeah, Perriman right now looking at his left foot as the training staff comes over to him on the bench. Greg Gallen back in the game with Colby King. And Tucker Anderson, number 3, checking in, flanked by Falslev and Keller. Hamilton over to Williamson. They work it around the horn. Brown had a chance. Now it's going to make life much more difficult. Fade away on the baseline and a shot clock violation. Probably should have shot the first one. Had the corner 3, and Mike O'Donnell, I know you're a flamethrower back in the day at UCF. You wouldn't have wasted a second thought about a corner 3.
I never hesitate to shoot a corner 3. I'm not so sure that, I think Brown, it's not his shot though. It's that catch and shoot 3, and Utah State's playing a little bit almost hesitant right now, Jordan.
And it's another turnover for the Aggies. Hamilton eyes the double team. UNLV so good at reversing the ball out of those doubles, just can't cash in on the 3.
That cut by Williamson is what got that open look for 3 for Fleming. They're getting open look, I mean, except for that previous possession.
Utah State has gone 7 minutes without a field goal. This is the top scoring team in the Mountain West, and they're in a drought here in the Las Vegas desert. King skies, well defended. Falslev the follow, he's fouled. The foul goes against Walter Brown. Brown, his first. That's the 5th team foul against UNLV. Keep in mind, the Runnin' Rebels, bottom 10 in the nation when it comes to free throws that they give their opponent. Teams are averaging 26.6 free throws per game. That's last in the Mountain West. We'll make sure to tune in to the 2026 Reese's College All-Star Game on April 3rd, live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Network.
And conversely, Jordan, Utah State is almost below average free throw shooting team. It is the worst part about their offense, an offense that is extremely efficient. I mean, they shoot right around 70% as a team. That's 10th in the Mountain West.
Well, this crowd erupting. They get tots now after back-to-back misses by the opposition at the free throw line.
Tots, you said?
Tots, yes. You can put them in your pocket even if you want to. Foul on the floor. This one goes against Colby King. So King picking up his first foul. Right now, the offense for UNLV, they're just moving the ball with a lot of fluidity. They've got 4 assists on 6 made buckets, but getting quality looks.
Either the ball's hitting the paint or they're getting cutters through the paint. Look at this kid.
Jones bulldozes his way to the cup, can't find it. Anderson the rebound. Allen wants to try and hustle the pace. Falslev quickly closed out upon. Allen, he's got a clean look from up top. No good. Clark chases it down.
But that was a good transition offensive possession for Utah State.
Aggies, who are 3rd best in the conference with their 3-point field goal percentage, now 1 for 9 from outside. Fleming scrapes that rebound away.
Utah State shooting just 17% from the field.
Fleming knifing through the lane. Brown, the cut, stuck on the baseline, fading away somehow.
Wow.
Finds a way off the glass.
Walter Brown just doing all the dirty work, all the blue-collar work.
Largest lead of the game for the Runnin' Rebels, and a foul on the floor against Benarby. And a strong take by Clark to the cup. Timeout on the floor. UNLV trying to run away from Utah State. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal. CBS Sports Network's coverage of college hoops continues tomorrow with a double dose of action tipping off at 8 Eastern. First up, catch number 25, St. Louis hosting Loyola Chicago, followed by Colorado State squaring off with New Mexico. Our last four in, first four out, TCU, Santa Clara, New Mexico, California. The Horned Frogs picking up a monster win at Texas Tech today. And if you look at the first four out, who there has the best chance maybe sneaking in?
Well, you got to think it's either VCU or San Diego State. I think Auburn's in a bit of a struggle. Seton Hall, there are times, but San Diego State's got to figure some things out. They haven't been good the last 5 games.
And right now, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn's got to figure some things out as well, too.
If you would have told me that Dre Gibbs Lawhorn would have been starting this game 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from the field, and then have a turnover and 2 fouls, I'd say, oh, well, that means UNLV is down double digits. No. It's incredible what UNLV's additional players, the role players, have done to step up. 5 UNLV different players have scored to start this first half, and they are bringing far more energy to this game than Utah State is.
Third consecutive missed free throw from Clark. I've got to ask, if he misses 2 in a row here, do the fans get double tots? Are we putting them in both of our pockets, Mike O'Donnell?
There's a reason why you got 2 pockets. Those are tots pockets.
Plenty of tots going
that?
out to the fans here at Thomas & Mack Center. They've missed their last 4 free throws. They've had 1 point in the last 4:30, and Utah State is 0 for their last 10. The Aggies parched here in the first half.
And that means it's time for Mason Falslev to make something happen on the offensive side of the floor.
Jones, jump pass, never a good idea. Turns it over, Anderson with the steal. Who will end the scoring drought? Somebody needs to light a fire for Utah State at this moment. Allen can't shake the taller Jones on the perimeter. They'll reset the action. Allen working against Benarbi. Allen loses the ball. Turned it over. Fleming. Williamson, spot up, had one earlier. That's 2 now for him.
Wow. I mean, UNLV is dialed in.
This team looks incredibly sharp right now. Josh Pastner said, I can't figure out this team at times. We're hot, we're cold. Right now, scorching. Anderson from up top, in and out. Jones, Clark, what a rebound. This time has it stolen by Fleming. Fleming, head down, flips it to Jones. Jones, the pogo stick for 2 down low.
I mean, are we going to get a Utah State timeout here? I mean, this is impressive.
How about Gibbs Lawhorn on the bench? He's scoreless, he's struggling, not in the game, but he's loving every second of it.
Being a great teammate right now.
Here's Falslev. Can he manufacture something offensively? He will head to the free throw line.
So Drake Allen over dribbles, over commits. Fleming gets the ball to the middle of the floor, surveys, good kick out, excellent transition offense, and then guess who? Fleming again with another dime. His 6th assist of the night. There's 5:32.
And he's got 6 rebounds also. We are officially on triple-double watch for Fleming potentially, assuming the scoring will tick up. That free throw, the first one made for Utah State over their last 5 attempts.
Howie Fleming is at a 29-3 assist-to-turnover ratio in his last 5 games. You want to talk about a player who has been a perfect complement to Dre Gibbs Lawhorn.
That's now 35-3 if you count this first half.
Amazing.
Amazing that I was able to do math that quickly and correctly.
I didn't want to say anything. I was trying to be really nice. Congratulations.
Didn't even have my abacus in front of me. Here's Brown to Benarbi, back to Brown. Oh, what a defensive stop by Drake Allen. He came flying in. Falslev still can't buy a bucket, can the Aggies? Brown cut off by Allen. And then Collins comes in for some help defense, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be UNLV ball with 15 on the shot clock. Still hard to believe Utah State has gone 10-plus minutes without a field goal, and it's only a 7-point game. But look at this. They shoot 37% on the season. They're just 1 for 10 to start this game. Brown to Jones on the baseline. He's got a height advantage over King. Jones in the paint, pocket pass. Brown up and under. Almost got the English. But he'll head to the free throw line.
UNLV is doing a nice job of keeping the game simple. Basketball is very complex. It's very difficult. But what they're doing is, in their half-court offense, they are attacking at the right time, number one. They're attacking the paint, and what they're doing is they know that the help defense for Utah State is aggressive. They're drawing a secondary defender, they're playing off the 2 feet, and they're making a dump down pass. I mean, every other possession, it feels like a UNLV player is driving in the paint, drawing a defender, and dumping it down.
I also want to highlight the off-ball movement of Brown. He just seems to be getting in the right place to shift the Utah State defense. And you've talked about it. It's that pseudo-man matchup zone. They've been chasing the Rebels rather than dictating what they're trying to do, it feels like. Brown splits a pair. 8-point lead. Under 5 minutes left here in the first half. UNLV looking for the season sweep of the #1 team in the Mountain West Conference. Collins Jr. way off target. The Aggies continue to bust here in Vegas. Collins, the drive, the elevation. Finally gets one to drop. That ends a nearly 11-minute field goal drought.
And Coach Calhoun trying to mix it up a little bit. Got some three-quarter court pressure. Fleming.
Is this assist number 7? Oh, it's so pure. Williamson, 3 made threes.
Fleming is just a maestro right now.
It's so interesting. Josh Pastner said we don't have a true point guard coming into this season. It feels like Fleming taking the crown for that role so far. King, step back, back-to-back buckets for Utah State. Is this the turnaround? Williamson sprinting down the floor, defender on his heel. Big on big screen. Jones rifles it across the floor. Williamson on a heater. Oh, he continues to hit at the table. Tend to shoot for the Aggies, poked away by Benarbi. He's whistled for a trip. That'll be his second foul. Free throws coming, but UNLV red hot right now, and it's Isaac Williamson on a heater at the moment. Well, coming up, it's AT&T at the half. Brent Stover, Ice Young, Emeka Okafor, and Gary Parrish will get you caught up on this game and all of the other action around the country. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. How about Isaac Williamson, 12 points, 4 made threes after going scoreless in back-to-back games?
The freshman's averaging about 8.5 a game, and he's shooting under 30% from 3 on the season. But he's 4 for 4 from a three-point line and absolutely dialed in tonight. When you're playing the best team in conference, you've got to have other guys step up and have big games. Well, guess what? Williamson's having a monster start to this game.
He's capable of big outings. His career high is 25 points. He had that in a game against Memphis earlier this season. But right now, Utah State at the free throw line as Tucker Anderson, the junior out of Centerton, Arkansas, the transfer from Central Arkansas, who had a DNP, did not play in 7 out of the last 11 games, getting some quality minutes here, and laces 2 free throws there. It can't be overstated enough how well UNLV is sharing the ball right now. They have 9 assists already in this first half. They average 14 per game, but the difference is really Utah State struggling to generate the assist because they can't hit a shot right now.
Coach Pastner's goal, who told us that it's to have at least 60% of UNLV's field goals to come from an assist.
Fleming spinning, nearly lost it. Looking for a safety valve. It's Williamson. Shot clock expiring. Step back three. No way. Off the heel. Falsleb to chase it down.
Just kind of felt like that was going down, right?
I think this place would have lost their mind if he knocked that down. We said the same thing. An 8-point advantage for UNLV. Under 2:30 left here in the first half. Utah State shooting a measly 22% from the field.
Utah State just seems out of sorts offensively. A lot of dribbling around the three-point line as if players are looking around and waiting for someone to make a play. Very uncharacteristic.
Shot clock expiring again. Falsleb fouled as he goes through. That's Hamilton. It'll be whistled for the foul. It's his first. 9th team foul. And it's so interesting because the defense for UNLV has been their Achilles heel all season long. They're allowing the most points per game. Since 1992-93, teams are scoring essentially 79 points a game, but it's been their defense tonight that's been arguably their strength.
Utah State is having a hard time of getting into the paint. And that time, good things happen, and especially when you have a guy like Falsleb getting into the paint. But Jordan, we have seen Utah State. This system from an offensive side, when it's moving and there's cutting and screening and the ball is crisp, it's not just that they can win the Mountain West. That's a team that can play with and beat anybody in college basketball when they're moving, when there's activity. We just haven't really seen that at the start of this game.
They switch on to Jones. Has to flip it out to Hamilton. 8 to shoot. Fleming. Defended by the freshman, trying to put him on skates. Hamilton will load up. That'll be off target. Jones trying to save it. Leaps over the photographers to no avail. Both teams have a case for why this game should look different. You've got Gibbs Lawhorn, who is scoreless and has only played about 8 minutes in this first half.
He's about to play the entire second half. You want to talk about it? He's going to be completely fresh.
And Utah State feels they can shoot a lot better in this second half. Elamine in and out on the three. Utah State now 1 of 12 from beyond the arc. Williamson spinning, runs into a brick wall. Utah State wanted to travel. Fleming for three. Oh, he can score it himself. After dishing out 7 assists, he connects on his second field goal. He's got 5 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Under a minute left. Allen turns the corner. Skies to the cup. What a finish.
That's a guard-on-guard screen, and UNLV did not switch. They got stuck, and Drake Allen completely took advantage of that.
If Utah State can get a stop and a bucket, that's a lot of momentum for a team that is playing some terrible offensive basketball as far as their shooting percentage right now. Hamilton, he is checked up top by Elamine, and that'll be the 5th team foul against Utah State. Elamine is first.
Good extra pass. And how good has Howie Fleming been in this game? You said it. What a stat line. 5 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 0 turnovers.
Interesting that Coach Pastner didn't put Gibbs Lawhorn in for maybe their last offensive possession here. Hamilton. Elamine on him. Fleming. Checked by Collins. Oh, he crossed him over. The scoop shot. Fleming can't get it to bounce in. Bodies crashing everywhere. And the clock stops on the foul call. And that foul is against Williamson. That'll be his second personal. And that's going to send Utah State to the line.
A major issue, we have said once already this half, is UNLV getting into foul trouble as a team. And that is the 10th team foul. Stop the clock.
Well, they give up 27 free throw attempts per game. That's worst in the Mountain West and bottom 10. That was the 15th free throw attempt for Utah State. They have 24 points. 11 of those points are off of made free throws.
They're 11 of 15 from the free throw line. And it's a team that this season has really not shot the ball great. That's the one Achilles heel of their offense. It's not a great free throw shooting team.
Allen misses the second. One more look here for UNLV. Jones driving. Oh, it's a Vegas flush. UNLV ending the first half with authority. Coach Passner loving every second of it. They lead by 8, and their leading scorer still scoreless as we take one more look.
The ferociousness from the freshman, catching, ripping baseline. Guess who that dime was from? Fleming, his 8th assist of the game. Wow.
It's the second lowest first half points this season for Utah State as the top team in the Mountain West trails by 8. That's the end of the first half. After the break, it's Brent Stover and the crew in our New York studio. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal. Halftime here in Las Vegas. UNLV with the 32-24 lead as we get set for second half action. Jordan Kent alongside Mike O'Donnell, and really this first half punctuated by how well UNLV played collectively without getting any points from Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn.
It was held scoreless in the first half. This kid was averaging almost 30 points a game in his last 9 games. Got in a little bit of foul trouble. Got those 2 quick fouls. But UNLV didn't need them because they had such great help from their other guys. Good distributing the basketball in that first half.
Time now for Experts at Work, presented by Principal, and a big reason for that collective effort. Triple-double watch for one Howie Fleming Jr.
He was superb handling the offense in the first half for UNLV. Yeah, he only had 5 points, but he had 8 assists, 0 turnovers, and 7 rebounds. UNLV has 11 assists in the first half. That's good for any team in college basketball with it. But Fleming, having 8 of those, he was the maestro orchestrating the offense.
And the story is the shooting woes for Utah State. This is a team coming into this game that was number 10 in the nation, shooting 50.5% per game, just 24% from the field, 1 of 12 from 3. So as you head into the second half, you wonder what'll give first, Mike O'Donnell. The scoring of Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn, who you imagine will play this entire second half, or will the Aggies find their rhythm from the floor?
Well, you said it. They've got to find rhythm offensively, and their ability to move the basketball to cut screens and be pristine and be crisp and be efficient. It wasn't there in the first half, but the ability certainly can get turned on quickly for Utah State. Only 3 assists in the first half.
For a team that averages 17 per game, Hamilton spinning, stopping on a dime, rattles it home. Defensively for UNLV, yes, they have an issue fouling, but Hamilton being able to stay on the floor, who leads the nation in foul outs, he's been a key anchor as Allen able to knock down the 3 as Gibbs-Lawhorn went flying. So both teams getting the start they wanted offensively. Fleming with Anderson defending. Anderson getting the second half start for the Aggies. Gave them solid minutes in the first half. Hamilton dragged the pivot foot. That's a travel.
A tough spin move. Hamilton's ability to get into the paint is kind of does something that really opens up the game for everybody else on the perimeter for UNLV.
Falsleb working against Gibbs-Lawhorn, who has the 2 fouls, bullies him down low for 2.
Well, I mean, that's the guy. You want to get back into the game, Falsleb's your guy, right? And a charge.
Offensive foul.
This is what Mason Falsleb does. Find a way to get a bucket. Okay, little in and out hesitation, tough spin move. And then on the other end of the floor, he is one of the best defenders in college basketball. I will go to bat for him all season long. Can guard 1 through 4.
I imagine they're just going to do it again. They're getting the switch. They flip it to the corner. Open look for Collins Jr. No good. UNLV controls. Gibbs-Lawhorn has fresh legs, pushes it down the floor. You see the concerted defensive effort as there's a foul against Utah State. It'll be whistled against Drake Allen. His first, but notice how much gravity Gibbs Lawhorn has in the half court as the defense just sinks in on him.
Oh, yeah. Got to be hands ready on the perimeter when Gibbs Lawhorn drives because he's getting so much of attention. You're going to get open 3 looks.
Hamilton inside, Benarby fouled on his layup attempt. And one thing I want to point out with UNLV, and I'm wondering if you're seeing the same thing too, is that foul whistled against.
That's back-to-back fouls for Drake Allen.
Yeah, I was going to say Allen, his second foul. The big-to-big passing for UNLV has been exceptional this game. When they see the double team coming, there's always another big cutting, and they're getting some clean looks with that.
They certainly found something on the interior against Utah State's front court. Second foul for Drake Allen. That's been an issue for him all season long, getting into foul trouble.
Jacob Benarby, the redshirt sophomore from Anchorage, Alaska, changed climate to go to Hillcrest Prep in Arizona. Bit of a warmer situation for him now here in the desert in Las Vegas. Had 15 points, a career high in that overtime win against Nevada. And another player that Coach Pastner has said is really starting to come into his own. And everyone in the Mountain West Conference knew UNLV was long and lengthy and athletic. They just hadn't been able to really come together on the same page defensively until the last couple of games.
He was excellent against Nevada. 15 points, 6 rebounds. Top 15 in the Mountain West in rebounds per game.
I'm surprised Falslev isn't trying to take Gibbs Lawhorn in more of those one-on-one situations. We now have an illegal screen whistled against Zach Keller. And Keller picking up his second foul.
I don't think that Utah State wins this game by Falslev just playing one-on-one, and Keller's just late. It gets the hip a little bit. I mean, there's going to be times throughout the game where that exact same play might happen and no foul is called. Certainly a 50-50 play. But Jordan, going back to your point, Utah State's basketball isn't just, hey, we've got a guy hot, let's just play him one-on-one. They want ball movement.
Gibbs Lawhorn now 0 for 3. That one well off target. Anderson up ahead, able to sneak it by Gibbs Lawhorn.
Did the ball maybe take one bounce? Maybe Falslev took one dribble, threw it ahead.
Wow, that's the transition offense Coach Calhoun has been looking for. No-look dime inside. Benarby fouled by Carson Templin. Correction, I think that might be against Mason Falslev. It is his first.
You get a bucket there in transition for Utah State. Only one dribble taken by Falslev. And an excellent rim race.
So Benarby will head to the free throw line again. 2 free throws coming, and the bench scoring has been exceptional for UNLV in this game. They've got 20 points off the bench. And with the starting unit on the floor, it almost feels like it's taken some pressure off of them just needing Gibbs Lawhorn to manufacture something in the half court. Benarby hits them both. UNLV keeps the lead at 7.
And how long until Utah State does they, subconsciously kind of forget about Gibbs Lawhorn because of the way that everybody's playing? They may start to get 1 or 2 open looks.
Allen, he'll look for the triple. No good. Brown skies for the board. Brown galloping up ahead. Bounce pass to Gibbs Lawhorn. Brown picks up his dribble. Back to Hamilton. Fleming. A little show and go fading away. Tough shot, rolls it in.
I don't know what to tell you. Fleming's having just a monster of a game.
7 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Anderson again. Excellent cut.
And good vision by Falslev there. A little 2-man game.
How about Anderson in this game? 6 points after not playing in 7 out of the last 11, getting the second half start.
Gibbs Lawhorn drives. He's got 3 Utah State defenders around him every single time. Watch Fleming playing off of 2 feet. That's called a stride stop, when you jump and stop and step at the same time. Love that.
It's the first foul on MJ Collins. Already the 5th team foul against Utah State with more than 16 minutes left. Hamilton goes right over Templin. Now Calhoun wants to orchestrate a set here in the half court. Falls-Lev to use the template screen, but RB switches on to him. Excellent fronting of the post by Fleming. King, the drive, cut off, the cut from Collins as he skies for the dunk. Excellent reads all over the place there for Utah State. The Aggies shooting 71% in the second half after shooting 24% in the first half. Fleming, baseline drive deflected out of bounds by Falls-Lev. Timeout on the floor. Both these teams going blow for blow. And right now, Utah State starting to find some rhythm on offense as the Aggies showing no quit in the desert.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Just an excellent game brewing here in Las Vegas. Utah State trailing UNLV by 7. But how about this last play for the Aggies?
So this is a normal play for Utah State. This is the way they want to play. This cut right here on the baseline drive is called a 45 cut. And it's not a random cut. It is part of their offense because all the guards are so good at finishing and drawing additional defenders. That weak side cut is a staple of Utah State's offense.
And for the weak side defender, Hamilton, it's tough because you've got to keep an eye on the man driving and your man. That's why they teach a lot of times just point to the ball and your man. You lose track of your man, that's an easy finish for Collins.
And even more important of making sure that you are defending the drive one-on-one. Because Utah State's guards, they don't just drive to score, they drive to make a play.
Had a scramble for the loose ball. They'll bring out some towels to wipe up the perspiration. 11 on the shot clock for UNLV. Fleming to inbound. They did credit him an extra assist. He's now at 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and 7 points.
Oh yeah, we are absolutely on triple-double watch for Howie Fleming Jr.
Gibbs Lawhorn spinning, still looking for his first bucket. No good, and then a block by Allen. And that was excellent recovery defense because Brown had a shot right at the cup.
You could tell Gibbs Lawhorn is frustrated. He was visibly, emotionally frustrated after that miss. Just really trying to feel like needs to see a shot go down.
He had a career-high 42 points last game. He is still scoreless, 0 for 4 from the field. Templin fronted, Fleming bothered it. Gibbs Lawhorn nearly lost it in transition, and then Collins gets a hands on it. Gibbs Lawhorn just has to pat it away, and Brown says, chill. They love his steady veteran presence, Brown. He just calms everything on the floor. Hamilton can't catch it. King goes down. Falls-Lev kicks it out. Allen catch and shoot, drains the 3, his second of the half.
Falls-Lev knew he was going to pass it to Drake Allen as soon as he caught it. But he just needed an extra drive and kick to give himself a better angle.
Gibbs Lawhorn took a bit of a spill there, appeared to be shaking something off, looked a little uncomfortable. Just a 4-point lead for UNLV now. Utah State trying to walk him back. Hamilton turns the corner, flips it in. Hamilton now with 6 points, 3 of 6 from the field. We asked, could Utah State find their flow on offense in the second half? So far they have. 6 of 8, 75% for the Aggies shooting in the second half. Collins somehow able to walk the tightrope, but that's blocked away by UNLV.
That was the freshman, Jones, coming from the weak side.
Leads the conference in blocks at 2 per game. Jones behind the rim. Whoa, but then Templin comes in, gives him a taste of his own medicine.
What a monster block from Templin. He's one of the most fearless players in the Mountain West. Man, look at him come from the weak side. And then Templin, I mean, maybe gets a fingernail of a block.
Fearless attempt from Templin. How about the behind-the-back play by Jones and then just one step into the paint. You said when you look at NBA prospects in the Mountain West, he's got that frame, that build, that athleticism of somebody that can do a lot of things at the next level potentially.
And he'll make some mistakes, but
right on cue, catches the lob, and Jones fired up. He's in double figures, 5 of 7 for him.
Yeah, he is at his best when he's playing free and loose.
It was a 2-possession game just moments ago. It's now back up to an 8-point lead for UNLV. Perryman, the drive bounce pass, King, the cut, the dish to Templin, right through a couple of running Rebels.
Got a block and a dunk for Templin. Just a big-time energy guy for the Aggies.
They love to see that energy from Templin again. He was facing a rough crowd at San Diego State the other evening. Didn't have quite the productive game, but certainly sticking it to it now. Williamson had 4 threes in the first half. Can't get it. Hamilton climbs the ladder for the putback. Passner urging his team to play some defense here. Utah State has been slicing them up in the second half. Gibbs Lawhorn gets a hand on it. Collins was spotted up for an open 3.
I think Coach Passner was 10 feet on the court imploring his team to lock in defensively. Drive kick, another weak side cuts. That's a great dump down and finish.
Timeout, Utah State. 8-point lead for the running Rebels. They're looking for a season sweep of the top team in the Mountain West.
Merrill for the lead. He's got it! Oh my goodness. Mitchell inbounds. There's Malachi Flynn at midcourt. The heave. And he almost hit it! And the Aggies are going back to the NCAA tournament.
Utah State is trying to make it 4 straight appearances in the NCAA tournament. Here's this year's Mountain West Men's Championship bracket. And if you highlight the top, if it started today, you could have a UNLV-Utah State matchup in the second round. And when you talk to Josh Passner, he said, we have the ability to win this whole tournament and win a game in the NCAA tournament. They have the most difficult win in the conference on the road at Utah State. They'll be hosting this year's conference tournament. Perryman, contested 3 as the shot clock was winding down. Jones with the rebound. He wants to sprint ahead. 1-2 step. Are you kidding me? Just a stallion in transition.
And that was really good transition defense by UNLV after that made bucket.
The Las Vegas native giving his fellow citizens something to cheer about as the lead is now up to 10. Templin fighting for positioning. Another contested 3 from the Aggies. No good. Fleming with 10 assists already. Right to the chest of Perryman. And it's a wedgie at the rim, but a foul on Perryman. Tyron Jones, though, one of the youngest members of UNLV, putting the running in Rebels as he goes coast to coast for 2 more.
That was 3 dribbles, Jordan.
You're watching March to March presented by Principal. 10-point lead for UNLV, their largest of the game. 11:27 left in this one. Mike, let's get to your March predictions, my friend.
Okay, this is who's about to get hot. Not who's hot now, but about to get hot. I think Houston, they're going to get healthy. Who will fade down the stretch? BYU really struggling as of late. 3 losses in a row. Who's ready to turn some heads? You better pay attention to the Billikens of St. Louis. That is a great offense. Who wins the national championship? You can tell by the colors. I think right now, you're twisting my arm. I think it's got to be Michigan.
We are getting so close to Selection Sunday.
Now, I'm going to, I love filling out a bracket with my whole family. Both my kids have beat me in the last 3 years. They're filling out their bracket. They're always just picking their bracket according to which team actually sounds good. I've got deep dive research and, watching film and breaking down synergy. Very important thing for me, Mr. Kent, is I like to I'll go to the local grocery store and I will get a newspaper, and I want to cut out the bracket from the newspaper. That's a big deal for me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, it's the largest lead of the game for UNLV, and I'm just glad you're still old school like that, Mike. An old soul. That's what I appreciate about you.
I'll be in front of Cracker Barrel in the rocking chair, in about 3 or 4 years.
Falslev out to Allen. The two were talking coming back onto the floor. They're just trying to find a little bit more balance on offense. Anderson inside. Templin, a flurry of fakes, able to fit it in and picks up the foul as Hamilton's going to be whistled for what will be his second personal.
Set design play. They went high-low there. It was a very smart pass by Anderson. Good seal by Templin, but that was really good action. You can see, actually, Coach Calhoun on the sideline saying, guys, it's there. We have got to look for it.
Feels like for Utah State, the adjustment needs to come defensively now because UNLV, they're just playing more physical as Templin had some tip to the bill. They have 30 points in the paint compared to just 18 for Utah State. Here comes the full court press.
But it's not just one guy who's getting in the paint for UNLV. It's a collective effort.
Jones and Williamson both off the bench, leading the team in scoring at 12 apiece for UNLV. The story's been Gibbs-Lawhorn scoreless until that bucket.
Here we go.
He's now 1 for 5.
Here we go.
Mentioned it. Will Utah State almost forget about him with the rest of the players from UNLV playing so well in this one?
That's a foul on Fleming.
So Fleming will be whistled for his third foul, something to monitor with 10:33 left in this ball game.
High degree of difficulty. Every shot that he takes is going to have a hand in his face.
It's just the third team foul on UNLV. That's been their issue, is fouling, but they're doing a good job controlling it in the second half until that play right there. Falslev sent to the floor, 2 free throws coming.
Screen the screener. Sorry, Jordan. Screen the screener action, baseline out of bounds. It's a small thing, Jordan. You know what Mason Falslev is really, really good at? When he sets a screen, especially on baseline out of bounds, he immediately turns with his hands ready. Because he knows if he gets a good screen and his man overhelps, he's going to be open. It's a small thing, but it's something that makes Mason Falslev one of the best all-around college basketball players.
Free throws no good for Falslev. This is a Utah State team shooting 70% from the line on the season. They're 67% tonight, 12 of 18. But that's the fourth foul on Fleming, who you could argue has been the key offensive cog for UNLV. And this team that has really been the sum of its parts so far in this game, you wonder how they're going to operate now without one of those key pieces. Brown helps break the press.
Well, he's been steady for them tonight, huh?
Brown with 5 points, but just in the right place at the right time to allow the running Rebels to breathe a sigh of relief. Big to big pass once again. Jones, he wants to go up with it. Muscles through for the bucket and picks up the foul.
Did you see that footwork and patience? Watch this. Doesn't have it. Catch, ball fake, spin the opposite way. My word, this kid is ultra talented.
I want to give kudos to Kamani Hamilton, who is having an excellent game tonight, Mike. He's staying out of foul trouble, but how many times have we seen in the half-court offense as Jones completes the three-point play, Hamilton being the safety valve, Hamilton catching it in the post, feeding another player.
Well said. Totally agree.
Anderson is 3 in the corner. He strings one.
Can they manufacture multiple stops in a row? That's Utah State's focus right now.
How about this second half? Both teams are 9 of 14 from the field, shooting 64%. Hamilton wants to try the triple, no good. And that's going to be a foul on Williamson. And this is where UNLV needs to start to be careful as far as racking up these fouls. It's the third on Williamson.
It's just such a good skip by Drake Allen. You know, he could see that develop. You could actually see his eyes at half court and letting that play develop, seeing the overhelp on the weak side.
Anderson to the corner is King for three, no good. Great box up by Williamson and a big-time collision.
Allen took a shot.
Drake Allen is down on the floor. Him and Brown were just chasing after the ball, and that was a big-time collision. Now Allen will be helped to his feet, but you imagine, let's take a closer look at him on the bench. It's the third foul on Allen. They whistled a foul against him. And both players appear to get up. One more look.
Oh, that hurts. I've been there. That is extremely painful.
For Allen, it's already been a bit of an adjustment for him, and right now it appears there's some blood on Brown. A bloody lip, so we'll go ahead and tend to that here. To be honest, if that's all that resulted from that hard collision, you'll take that.
Welcome to Mountain West basketball.
It's physical, Coach Pastner said. I didn't realize how physical this league was until I spent my first couple of games here. So Brown now will go to the free throw line as UNLV is in the bonus. Misses it, rebound to Falsleb. It's his 8th rebound of the evening. Just over 9 minutes left to play. Allen lost the dribble. Falsleb. And a block by Hamilton. He's got a cherry pick. Gets behind the defense. The theatrics at the rim. Keller in and out. Rebound to Jones. Get the sense of UNLV scores here. That's going to put tremendous pressure on the Aggies. Gibbs Lawhorn back over to Brown. Brown spinning. Hamilton, corner three. Oh, it is good. And the Rebels starting to run away with this one. Largest lead of the game. Timeout, Utah State. UNLV eyeing the sweep at home.
This is about as good as it gets. Jones immediately throws it down. Hamilton with the throwdown. UNLV's up big. They are rolling here in Vegas.
Well, catch this UNLV squad back in action as they take on San Diego State in their regular season finale Friday at 10 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. How monstrous will that game be if UNLV continues to hold on to this one? Here's the tournament resumes. Utah State, they're squarely in according to bracketology from CBS Sports, but then New Mexico and San Diego State, that's where it gets a little interesting. Well, how about Tyron Jones, the freshman from Las Vegas? He has taken over this game.
A sensational game for the freshman tonight. 15 points. He's 7 of 9 from the field. 4 rebounds, a couple of dimes. None better than that last one to end that last couple seconds run from Utah State. That was a fantastic performance so far for the freshman. And you see that black sleeve on his left shoulder. He hurt his shoulder, separated his shoulder over the summer. Missed a couple games in the middle of the season. I mean, he is playing through some pain right now, but you couldn't know it.
What's been interesting is for both teams, their leading scorers are struggling mightily. Collins, who's 4th in the Mountain West in scoring at around 17 points a game, he's just 2 of 8 with 4 points. For UNLV, Gibbs Lawhorn, just 2 points on 1 of 5, and now the officials are going to reconvene here and take another look at something on the floor. We'll be back in 30 seconds and sort things out for you. Welcome back. Utah State has initiated a coach's challenge on the sideline out of bounds call. This is their last timeout potentially.
Does not look out of bounds from there. I mean, he looks in. That's really not even close.
Not even close at all. Now, is there anything if he was already out of bounds first, then left to catch the ball? Because we didn't see where he jumped from necessarily. The officials looking for an angle of this. Because he clearly wasn't even close. And that'll be Utah State ball.
After
successful
review,
challenge.
This has been a successful challenge. The player never stepped out of bounds. The ball will be rewarded to Utah State. Utah State still has one challenge remaining for the game, and they will not be charged a timeout for this challenge.
Michael Irving with the explanation. He's flanked by Tommy Nunez and Alfred Smith. And listen, one timeout remaining. And every team, keep in mind, they've got a tablet on the bench that'll show the coach a replay instantly. Calhoun obviously felt very confident in that one. Utah State, though, desperately needs a bucket on this possession. Anderson blocked. Anderson gets it by Jones. Tucker Anderson coming in, and this is a turnover by UNLV. Williamson couldn't dig it out.
It's great patience by Anderson. Doesn't get it the first time, and he knows that Jones is going to be there as one of the best shot blockers in the country. Times it up perfectly, sells a quick shot fake with his eyes.
UNLV trailed by double digits, and they're going to stop play real quick. And it looks like there might be somebody or a fan that fell behind the scorer's table, and it appears they're stopping action right now to have this individual tended to. As you see, a couple of fans are helping her, and you see a police officer by her side, and they're going to resume play. It appears they have the situation under control. Falsleb off the template screen, fires the three, no good. Wow, Hamilton just scraped the ceiling for that rebound.
Man.
Sixth rebound for Hamilton, who has just been playing a stellar game this evening on both ends of the floor. Fleming, the lob is Jones, closes the lid. th assist of the night for Fleming. Jones now with a game-high 17. Nowhere to go for Falsleb. Collins, his three won't fall. Falsleb, offensive rebound put back.
Smart by Falsleb, because Fleming does have those 4 fouls.
Jones flips the pass to Williamson in the corner. His three knocks it down. Anderson, the response, no good. And another monstrous rebound by Williamson. And he is tied up on the ground. A foul against Utah State. It's the second foul against Collins.
Watch the lob. You can see Jones pointing up. Another dime from Fleming. And Jones has had himself a big-time game. It is worth noting how good UNLV is playing with one of the best scorers in college basketball, Dre Gibbs-Longhorn, with just 2 points. Jordan, he's only taken 5 total shots.
You know what I love, though, Mike? He was just walking courtside, high-fiving fans, despite his poor performance tonight. Free throw no good for Williamson. Anderson, quick fire on the three, no good. Falsleb takes a hard fall on his tailbone, and he is in pain right now. Very awkward fall, as he only came down on one leg at first. And played football in high school.
That's
about 10 minutes away
dude
from Logan. couldn't quite get his balance, and yep, absorbs it all right there. That's the 4th foul on Williamson. Next foul will put Utah State in the bonus.
Oh, they missed him. Falslev was open.
Allen has to get it in. Collins crowded in the corner, hoists it up. And just a tough shooting night for him again. That hits the top of the backboard, UNLV ball. Collins just 2 of 10, 0 for 6 from 3. They've been trying to get him going in the last couple of games. They said it's been tough for him to decide what's a good shot, what's a bad shot. And
well, a whole lot of time left, 6:13. And you're going to get into this game. It's not going to be by taking contested threes. It's going to be by defense. It's going to be exactly that from Mason Falslev.
Falslev stole the ball, leapt out of bounds, threw it off of Williamson, ricochets out of bounds, Utah State ball.
I mean, we're talking triple-double watch for Fleming, who's got 9.7 rebounds, 11 assists. Falslev has already got a triple-double, 14 points. Excuse me, a double-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds.
Where will the consistent offense come from for the Aggies? Falslev ripped away by Hamilton. Hamilton off to the races. He's fouled by Falslev. Hamilton somehow drops it in.
How did he do that?
That is one of the greatest magic tricks you'll see in Vegas tonight.
And Coach Pastner screaming for a flagrant foul. What a play from Hamilton.
The previous play is under review for a possible flagrant foul.
You've got a manager as a hype man underneath the hoop right there. And right now the officials are going to take another look as far as a possible flagrant foul, which would just add more harm to this miraculous play by Hamilton. What do you think?
I think it's a hard foul. I don't think it warrants a flagrant, an upgrade to a flagrant. Now, if Falslev would have wrapped him up with 2 hands, then that could get upgraded.
Foul has been upgraded. 2 shots coming for UNLV.
To a flagrant 1 personal foul.
I'm actually a little surprised.
UNLV number 2 will have 2 free throws.
Not as much.
Followed by UNLV possession of the ball.
When you take into the
on the baseline
scope
with
of
20
the
seconds
game
on the shot
and
clock.
knowing that Falslev, his entire intention was to come in and commit a hard foul, it's almost a defenseless player in that situation because Hamilton was going up. So I agree with it.
All right. It's the first time you and I have ever disagreed with something.
I know.
I'm kidding. It's like the 1,000th time that you and I have disagreed. So, to me, the reason why I don't agree with the upgraded flagrant foul, which I totally understand your point, is that Falslev, that looked like he was going for the ball.
What about the windup, though?
I don't mind the windup if you're going for the ball. He didn't make contact with the face. He didn't wrap up with his left arm.
I think anytime you've got a breakaway lay-in attempt and someone's coming from behind to foul, it's one of those situations where
you're
that has
the
more gravity on it.
Yep. I understand. I absolutely understand.
Hamilton gets the bucket, hits the 2 technical free throws, and now has a chance for the and 1 attempt. This could be a 5-point trip down the floor for Hamilton. And they're not going to give him the free throw. They're going to actually inbound it on the baseline.
UNLV's up 20.
So it's an and 1 flagrant free throw. But it was ruled, so we got the extra free throw attempt because of the flagrant foul. Jones, Templin defending him. Jones sees the double, feints the pass. It's Fleming down low, takes the contact, and the points are piling up for UNLV on this trip down the floor.
Are you saying to me that UNLV could be an 8 seed in the Mountain West tournament? An 8 seed?
Fleming now with a double-double, 11 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds, a chance to add 1 more. And right now, UNLV, they are just getting dealt everything they need at this moment. 23-point lead over the top team in the Mountain West. Looking to be the only team to potentially sweep Utah State in the regular season. Anderson, strong take, knocks Jones all the way to the first row.
So now for Utah State, your bucket, press, bucket, press.
UNLV 6 for their last 6 from the field. Williamson to Fleming, 10 to shoot. It's Hamilton. He's got great vision, cross-court find, gives Lawhorn. Don't forget about him. Simply put, one of the most impressive performances from UNLV this season. My goodness. Hamilton and Jones, even though that's a goaltending, they are lurking everywhere.
Shot clock winding down. Hamilton draws 2 defenders. That's his 3rd assist of the night, by the way.
I feel like he has a handful of hockey assists, though.
No doubt. At least 2 or 3 of those as well.
He has been marvelous this evening with his positioning on offense and the way things have flowed. He has just made the right play almost every time. Hamilton still handling it, falling away, foul, banks it in.
Impossible. Impossible. I don't believe it. This is when it's your night. It's your night. Well, we've got a standing ovation.
And Gibbs Lawhorn pointing to the crowd, holding up one more. They know they have that matchup against San Diego State looming. If they can get that one, what we're seeing tonight, Mike O'Donnell, it's not hyperbole. This is the type of play where they could go on a heater and win the Mountain West Conference tournament. Hamilton poking away at Falslev. Allen to Anderson. Anderson scooping and scoring.
I mean, Jordan, how many times have we seen that in college basketball where a team gets hot at the right time, but not just a team getting hot, you've got one of the elite backcourt scorers in the country, and Dre Gibbs Lawhorn.
Crowd did not like Templin diving at the legs of Fleming as he nearly lost the dribble. Hamilton again has the vision, gives Lawhorn for 3, can't get it. UNLV ball, the running Rebels looking the best they've had all season. They lead by 23. Coming up next, get in-depth highlights and analysis of the latest hoops action as we go coast to coast on Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. Time now for the Geico play of the game. It is Kamani Hamilton that has just been sensational.
This is at a time with the shot clock winding down. Nothing seemed to be working in that possession for UNLV. But this is the kind of night. You get an and one falling away. You go off the backboard. It hits the rim 5 or 6 times. When it's your night, Jordan, it is your night. And UNLV has been so good on the offensive side of the floor, shooting 57%. Look at the balanced scoring for the Run Rebels.
And it's all without Gibbs Lawhorn, their leading scorer, who had 42 points in the overtime victory over Nevada. He's got just 5 points. And for Kamani Hamilton, it's his first year at UNLV after 2 years at High Point, spent 1 season at Mississippi State, really coming into his own towards the tail end of the season. He's played this game without getting into foul trouble, just 2 fouls. He leads the nation in foul outs. Gibbs Lawhorn back to Fleming. Fleming, strong drive, can't find the angle. Who else? It's Hamilton to clean it up. 22 for him. And a bucket and a foul for Falslev on the other end. Mike, I still can't get over the fact that, and that'll be the 5th foul on Isaac Williamson. So his night's done after scoring 12 points in the first half on 4 made threes. Had 15 on the night with 5 made threes. Big round of applause as he was huge off the bench. But going back to just the scope of this game here, Mike, Gibbs Lawhorn has 5 points. UNLV is leading by 23 points.
Jordan, this place needs to be packed for the Mountain West tournament. UNLV fans need to show up. This is a good basketball team. They play exceptionally hard. They're starting to find their rhythm. This place needs to be at capacity for that tournament.
We see the passion from Gibbs Lawhorn and Jones as well, too. This is a fired-up bunch that cares for the name on the front of the jersey right now. 5 remaining. Hamilton can't weave a pass, and Hamilton goes down. A little bit of discomfort. King will rise for the slam, and Hamilton still on the floor. And you hope he was just shaken up a little bit as Falslev will help him to his feet. Appears to be grabbing that left hip area. Took an awkward fall, and he's going to stay on the floor.
Yeah, definitely an awkward fall. And you could see he was trying to go and throw that one-handed pass to Gibbs Lawhorn in that right corner.
Hamilton, he's been operating so well. I guess he's fine. He looks 100% and then some.
Hips don't lie, Jordan.
Allen to the corner, Falslev for 3. Hits the triple, so Falslev now with 20 points and 11 rebounds. This was an interesting game when you talk about Mountain West Conference Player of the Year with how well Gibbs Lawhorn had been playing. He only has 5 points tonight. Falslev, 20. UNLV just trying to salt this one away. Hamilton, the dish. Fleming can't find it. That was blocked by Allen.
You know, I think Coach Calhoun for Utah State is going to pull some back-to-back clips from this game for an opportunity to learn. This is a great basketball team. This is an NCAA tournament team. But there were multiple possessions, Jordan, where I saw Utah State, when they couldn't find continuity on offense, they were a step slow defensively. And they cannot let lack of offensive continuity affect them on the defensive end.
And you saw it defensively. They love to trap and double, but just getting lost on the weak side with cutters and not getting out to a lot of these shooters on the weak side as well, too. Gibbs Lawhorn, punctuates the performance. 22-point lead for UNLV. Fleming with his 9th rebound. Gibbs Lawhorn attacks the cup. He's fouled from behind by King. And now what's interesting is Fleming is 1 rebound away from a triple-double.
High arcing shot. It had to be that way because of the closeout from Zach Keller.
Four players in double figures for UNLV. They shoot 57% tonight. And if Gibbs Lawhorn hits these, you're going to have 5 players in double figures, 21 assists, Mike O'Donnell, to just 12 turnovers. Top to bottom, one of their most complete performances of the season. And now both teams will give a chance for some of their bench players to step onto the floor. For Utah State, Luke Kearney checking in, as well as Jordy Barnes, number 5.
Just one more person from UNLV that we have to talk about. Howie Fleming Jr. was just terrific tonight. Absolutely terrific. Orchestrating the offense, especially with Gibbs Lawhorn, not just in foul trouble, but really kind of struggling from the floor. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists. 12 assists, Jordan. That is so hard to do.
So checking out is Tyron Jones. Emmanuel Steffen replacing him, number 34. Jalen Cunningham on the floor, number 13, as well as the senior Al Green. They're keeping Fleming in the game. They want to give him a chance to possibly get the rebound for the triple-double. And Gibbs Lawhorn will check out with just 10 points. But he's been the most enthusiastic player on the floor with how this team has played. Now the question is, can Fleming get the rebound for the triple-double? Here's the opportunity. Fleming, oh, he was stolen by Steffen. Steffen didn't realize it. Snatched the triple-double away from Fleming, and the crowd can't believe it. You can't fault him for wanting to attack the ball, but there needs to be a conversation about that, Mike O'Donnell. It was right there. Cunningham, it's a three. You might get one more chance. We'll see. Will Utah State try to hoist it up? Barnes for three. Fleming still can't find it. Knocked out of bounds. Aggie ball with 14.6 remaining. The last triple-double for UNLV was for Fleming. He had that one earlier this year. Here's the shot. Fleming gets the triple-double. The crowd explodes, and it completes a perfect night for UNLV. Individually and collectively, the running Rebels paced the Aggies and hand Utah State their largest loss of the year. It's the first sweep of Utah State for the Rebels since 2013-14. What a performance from UNLV, Mike O'Donnell.
It was awesome. On both ends of the floor, they were fantastic defensively, offensively, super efficient, sharing the ball. Almost a perfect game for UNLV.
Updated standings, and look at UNLV. A traffic jam in the middle of the standings, as they are now tied with Boise State and Nevada. And Utah State now just a half game ahead of New Mexico. Just a remarkable performance on both ends of the floor. They hold Utah State to 65 points, the second lowest total of the season for the Aggies. Well, once again, our final score, 92-65 UNLV. The house wins once again in Vegas. For Mike O'Donnell and our entire crew, I'm Jordan Kent. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's send it to our New York studio where Brent Stover and the crew are standing by for Inside College Basketball.